want to reshare?
What a relief. I solved my little Transformers mystery. What the heck? We never quite put the camera in the same place every time. So then it's like, we're always slightly adjusting. But you also get to see little different slices of the house.
Yes, so. Which is the idea.
Idea.
It seemed nice to be able to show more of the things we're into and not just the white door.
Pico, you're right on time. You're not late at all.
Okay, we're sharing.
We need music.
Yeah.
We keep saying this. We need music. We need music.
We need music that won't be flagged.
Yeah, we need original music. We need
cover music. Right? Cover music will still get through.
Depends. Depends if it was registered with YouTube.
Really? So even if it's like a cappella singing.
I don't know, that could possibly work, but then we wouldn't necessarily have the rights for it either.
Unless we do it.
Na 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 opening song. Na 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 opening song. Share the stream, folks. Infect more people with the weirdness that is this production. Which is not really a production. It's just us. Playing with captions, making the most of it.
Camera's tricky.
Hi, Mai. Because it's so off to the left. But it's in the middle of us, so it's not so bad. And then this way I gotta hide the computer. Hey, Urim. Welcome. Depending on where you're watching, please like this post, like this video, share, all that good stuff. Tube Guy demands an audience.
I shall prepare the timer. Oh my gosh, Baduy. 30-minute timer is ready.
It's 9:03. You got 2 minutes. Time. We're still warming up. Hey, are you okay?
So for those early, keep in mind this Friday is a special episode for Rocky's birthday.
An episode with no plan. I've already I was talking to friends, and then of course other anak-ish who is like, talk about your journey as a collector. And like, oh, it's okay, but I don't want to do like an exclusive topic that's like, that we can't contribute as much. So that's kind of corny. But then like a lot of like birthday related stuff is not great. Hey, it's Patricia. Hello again and welcome. This is like your second time we've seen you in the comments. And Pico, can't relate to Facebooker. Should I create one?
Hey, Patricia.
If I didn't have a job that involved Facebook, I might not have been on Facebook. So that fan is not practical. It has so many holes. It's very pretty, but I feel like you need twice the effort to make it work. Thank you, Patricia. It's on Friday. We're trying to figure out what to do for the birthday show. I don't know what it's going to be. But yeah, we're going to do a 1 hour thing. I'm kind of tempted to like, it should involve, I feel like I should be drinking during that. I don't know, which would be dangerous or exciting depending on your perspective. People who know me know I can be quite honest under alcohol.
Shady.
Truthful. Candid.
Shady.
That friend. Okay, it's 9:05. I guess we should start. Should we start? Should we start?
We will start. 30-minute timer has started. This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And if it's your first time, welcome to Baduy Pride, our little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
This is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us as we talk about anything and everything random live.
And if it's not your first time, thank you so much for your continued support. Please reshare the stream right now to try to get more people to watch us. But we're spending the next 30 minutes talking about the topic, and our topic is
our levels of TV watching. Also, our camera is far off to the left, and you may notice that as we are reading our opening intro.
We have a monitor here and another monitor
there,
here, but the
here a
camera's
monitor, there a monitor,
So
there a
our eyes
monitor. We didn't think this setup through. Okay, but we're gonna talk about our levels of TV watching. Toby, background.
So, this was a requested topic.
No, it's an
It wasn't.
original.
Oh yeah, it's actually.
You suggested this.
You're right. Because at first we were looking at the possible requested topics, but we kept getting topics we felt were not ready to be talking about.
In all honesty, all topics about Philippine drag, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it without
Having a
one
guest.
of the drag queens with us. Yeah,
Yes.
so I want to invite one of the Odivas or several of the Odivas.
And then there was one, the one about BL series, which we're not experts in. We just have a certain.
The rising popularity of BLs in the Philippines, and I've only really watched Game Boys.
Mhm.
Okay, I watched a Hello Stranger also, and then but I'm just really a Game Boys.
And it was because of that we came to our topic now.
Yes,
Which was, since we're not experts or anything about the shows we want,
well, the shows that people are asking about.
why not talk about how we view shows and how we have certain levels for these shows when we watch them. And this is probably going to be strange for some of you, but for some of you, this might sound familiar because we have levels in terms of how much importance or attention a show deserves.
Yeah,
And these levels can change as time passes, but generally they stay the same for most of the shows we've seen.
and it depends on what else we're doing, but largely this is born out of the fact that we're two geeks living together with a single TV.
Lots of shows we want to watch.
Definitely lots of shows you want to watch, but then then it's a balancing act.
And all the more now during lockdown that we have to share the time. that
Because
we're
we
watching
are
stuff.
working from home together,
Yes.
and then all the more we have stuff playing in the background while we are working. But then sometimes some of the
Mhm.
meeting and it's a whole lot of things. Very quickly, Patricia has a question. When watching on Netflix, are you more on Korean shows and or movies or U.S. international?
I think you'll learn the answer to that as we go through today's episode.
Definitely. Okay, so we're gonna start with our most basic level of because maybe it's not TV content,
Mhm.
but things like trailers, short clips, whatever, exist on the very basic social sharing level.
These-
Which
yeah.
is at its most basic is I turn my phone to Toby and
Yes.
hey, did you see this?
So this is us hearing about an upcoming show. This is a trailer finally released. Or this might even be us finding something we watch interesting that we're wondering if the other has seen.
Yeah.
For me, it's a lot of weird magic stuff because I'm a Penn and Teller person. For Rocky, it's the occasional. You have those moments of trivia in the sense of this is a almost documentary like commentary about
what
the
are
certain
you
show.
what are you claiming about me?
Yeah,
It's I don't know. I think and it becomes social sharing because more often than not it is videos or mentions of shows that begin with did you see the video? Or worse, Toby's always like, did you see that video? Like which one? And then the one I posted, the one I shared.
the one a friend shared.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if not, I'll post it again. And more often than not, we're directing each other to each other's Facebook page.
So Yuri mentioned folding the laundry shows. Not yet.
Yeah,
That's
no.
not this level.
This is like we're trying to go to sleep, but then someone's on the phone and like, hey, did you see this?
Or this is like short time needed but high attention needed sort of content.
It means Rocky has to put his glasses on to watch it. If Toby directs his iPad to me in bed
Mhm.
because I can't see for crap because I'm super nearsighted.
And lately, this also includes family content.
Yes.
When our sisters, our relative sisters, post stuff about
It is
their kid.
okay. And
And
both
we-
of our sisters have a son of similar ages, and so it's a lot of. Did you see? And it's in both cases. Did you see what your nephew did?
Yes. So that's the social sharing.
Yeah, that's like super basic.
Which then moves to the next level of content that we like to share, which we call the background noise level of shows.
So things like folding laundry stuff
Mhm.
probably falls under background noise.
And to clarify, we're not watching people fold laundry. These are stuff we would watch while we're folding laundry.
To be fair, we watched Marie Kondo,
which,
which involved folding laundry and changed the way we folded our clothes. So
but if
that's something.
But basically, background noise shows tend to be a lot of reality series.
The biggest buckets of background noise shows are reality TV and documentaries.
Yes.
So things that are informational, but then watching the play-by-play is not as
Important,
required.
yeah.
To be fair, there's probably some reality shows that we need more attention, but
Yeah. So
especially
it's not
cooking,
all reality.
yeah, cooking competitions are like the top the prime suspect here. These days, there's a lot of Master Chef,
Mhm.
Top Chef, all the dessert contests,
Mhm.
these things.
And then we have the crime angles. So everything from unsolved
Forensic
mysteries.
Files, guys, on Netflix.
Which-
They're like 20-minute videos. They're perfect for the workday because if you have a meeting coming up, you have just enough time to watch one and then cut it and move on.
And they're nicely mapped out. So you're trying to guess who really did it. But if you missed out in the details and the clues, it's all right. You don't care because they'll tell you anyway.
yes,
Hit, which means at any moment you will come back.
it's the
stream.
10-minute bug.
The stream will return. But let's get ready for some of the questions. Patricia had a lot of interesting questions. I'm currently watching the monitor for our return.
So as we come back, I'll already jump in. So it's like really into Riverdale and Umbrella Academy. I didn't have to watch the shows in full length. I watch
I watch show clips and
saving
IG
IG posts from
for
a fan of Umbrella Academy and Riverdale.
Yes.
That's fascinating. That's one way to watch it, especially if you don't want to spend on a Netflix
Mhm.
account. We like the Umbrella Academy, but admittedly, it wasn't like our favorite. It's like it was okay.
Yuri mentioned the vegetable song, which that was more social sharing.
Social sharing, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an earworm. What's your usual folding laundry? We don't have a particular show just for laundry, but
Mhm.
more often than not, it's probably background noise. type
like
show.
forensic.
Like Forensic Files. And then like, ooh, he bleached the scene. Okay. Background noise is not totally, right? And this is like, especially throughout the workday. And we're always juggling like, can we play background content in between meetings? And since it's two of us working at home, it's a lot of what time is your next meeting? And then, okay, I have enough time to play an
Yes,
episode. And then,
exactly.
sure.
Now, you will note that background noise shows are rarely shows in a different language. Because there
Yeah.
is the need to be able to still enjoy it without paying attention.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
unless you know the other language, you can't do, let's say, a Korean show as a background show if you don't know Korean. Because you won't understand it, you'll need to focus.
Wow, my highlight some comedy shows. Therefore, I get to bring up things like Lucifer
Yes.
is background TV for
Because
us.
Lucifer is comedy for us.
It's bad comedy.
We can't believe that's
It's
what
cringy.
happened to a Vertigo series that supposedly has one of the hottest guys we've seen on TV, but they've turned him non-hot.
This could be the next fad after mukbang and ASMR. People folding and organizing clothes. I'm sure it's a thing.
Yeah, because they already do washing dishes on Pornhub. So, let's go to the next level.
I did not know that. I don't know why. People will finally learn to fold clothes. Wow, we're super onto folding clothes, guys. Guys, we gotta move on. Subtitle shows are commitment shows. Yes, we'll get to that
that's
in a
true.
bit. And then motivation. I want to learn a new language. For the longest time, I still want to learn. Japanese to make anime much easier to deal with. Okay, so that's our background noise viewing, and yeah, there are admittedly some shows that were like, it's become a background
Yes.
show. I mean, things like
We have shows that start out hoping to be serious shows,
hoping
but
to be
then
like, yes, we
realize
want to get into
they're-
it. Sorry, like How to Get Away with Murder. We were kind of like excited at the beginning, and
Yeah. Then it became How to Get Away from the Show.
then mid, and then it just kind of just drifted.
But there are also shows that flip over.
Yes,
Like Quantico was just, this is a stupid show. But then once Russell Tovey got on it, it suddenly
it became an
a
important
serious
show. And I even built an RPG character out of her because of the hair flip and half. It's
So-
a thing. It's a thing.
So transitioning to that, we are now talking about serious shows.
Not
serious
yet.
shows first before
Really
individual viewing.
individual. Okay, fine.
Oh,
Serious.
yes.
Oh no, I'm wrong captioning. There, serious watching.
Serious watching are the shows we want to enjoy and we want to watch together.
This is the top tier. This is like we cannot watch episodes apart. This is how this relationship started.
And this is, we cannot even watch this while working.
Yes.
We want to watch it. And it has been hard to have shows that fall into this nowadays. Because a lot of what we count now as serious shows are another category, which is the watch back. But we'll get to that later. But as of now, we do not have that many serious shows, except for some recent ones which we finished.
Yeah, we finished a bunch of stuff really quickly.
Legion, Doom Patrol.
Okay, Legion's not that recent, but
Yeah,
okay.
but
Doom
you get-
Patrol, we're done.
but you get the idea, right?
And, I'm still waiting for the next season of The Expanse. Yes, and then a lot of subtitle content. Terrace House. By no choice. We'll get to.
Busted.
Oh my God, busted.
Yes, busted.
Okay. Wow, there's so many comments. We're gonna have to highlight things. Nagsasalita ba siya ng Tagalog? Okay, we haven't even gotten to season 5.
Yeah.
Lucifer, it is very low priority. I have watched more Forensic Files than Lucifer.
And for people who think Tom Ellis is hot in Lucifer,
Miranda.
please watch Miranda instead.
He's so much hotter there because he's adorable.
And he's got personality.
Kenny points out it's the first time he's heard of such a thing, referring to your Pornhub sharing of whatever.
Oh.
So we don't know that.
I'll leave it at that.
Pico says folding clothes can become a topic. To do that, please formally submit it in the form. And thanks. Okay. Duolingo? What do you mean Duolingo?
In terms of learning languages.
Oh, yes. And oddly enough, most of my time is still on German.
Patricia has a comment.
How to get away from the show, right? For example, in the browser, I play some song. I search for the song. Song featured. Shows it.
Maxine Nightingale,
Wow.
right back where we started.
Hey,
and
that's
we
great though.
started.
That's like the expanded
Yes.
TV experience when you use shows to discover other things
Yes.
like songs. That's fun. Mina agrees with How to Get Away with Murder. The Slime on Netflix. I don't know
We'll
what
look into
that
that.
is. No, but if you want like fun, guilty pleasure background watching, it's The Floor is Lava.
Yes, the floor is lava. So serious shows are not that common now because what we used to have, well, when we used to work in our respective workplaces,
Yes.
we would have the upcoming topic. But then once we get home, that's when we enjoy our serious shows.
Yeah.
But now with lockdown, us always being here, and admittedly also because there aren't that many better shows.
The shows that we're particularly waiting for are like delayed production,
Yes.
mid-production, whatnot. So,
So we
yeah.
kind of lost our serious shows.
Yes.
And we've started to do individual viewing more often. So that's our next topic.
Wait. At the same time, before we leave, admittedly, the nature of this whole pandemic, a lot of the serious watching shows are heavy shows, and so I'm not
Yes.
always in the mood to watch it. Like for the longest time, I've wanted to finish The Sopranos. I never got to finish
Yes.
it before. Had to stop mid-pandemic. We haven't gone back to it. I want to watch the full run of things like The Wire and
Mm-hmm.
6 Feet Under. But then again, not sure if I want to watch it yet. And same thing with a lot of medical dramas, kind of avoiding them.
Yes.
So we'll get around to it. Individual viewing is initially controversial because there are things that maybe they're meant to be serious watching that we first play out as individual
Yes.
viewing. We actually had an argument about this
Mhm.
in our first year or so. And like, don't you think I want to watch it too? And like,
Mhm.
so individual viewing is really our respective guilty pleasure shows or things that we feel do not merit the full attention
Mhm.
of both of us.
Mhm.
There are shows that downgrade.
Mhm.
Like, I just want to see the end. Like, I finished Gotham.
Mhm.
which was like, what?
Which
It's a
I
terrible
will,
show.
which I will someday go through individually as well.
And I watched it mainly when I was in Singapore,
Yes.
not home. So it became something I'd watch when I wasn't with Toby.
Likewise, for individual viewing, for a while I tried the Island. I stopped, and then I started doing Real Detectives. But it's good background noise while cooking. I don't know why I'm enjoying cooking.
It's individual background show.
But for me, a lot of my individual watching is more because I have to be doing something away from our TV. So like we might have a background noise show playing because Rocky's at the desk. But since I'm preparing lunch, I might be there playing something else on Netflix, an old movie or a series that I
Or
enjoy
what's more
individually.
common now is that one of us is on a video conference for work.
Yes.
And then you end up watching on your
Quietly
own.
on your own.
And this is how I got into Game Boys. Because at first I'm like, I don't need to involve Toby in this. It's just some silly whatever killing show. And then over time, hey, the writing is really good. Then I made Toby watch Game Boys.
And that's a show that began as individual, but then became
It
serious.
graduated to serious watching. And then now we're all up to date. We got to catch up on comments. Okay, thank you for people who support that Miranda is fun.
Yes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Miranda! Okay, Mitch is like, I use SoundHound for OST discovery. Did I use SoundHound? What is that?
I think
I use a thing because I use it at the bar.
Shazam.
Shazam! I use Shazam. Okay, I use Grace and I've discovered good sad music. Well, that's a sad show.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to use Ally McBeal for that.
The one who died and reincarnated as the slime. We do
That's
not
the
know
slime.
this show.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We're gonna have to
I think
look
it's
it up.
anime.
Little fires everywhere. What? What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Mina, is that the real world or is that a show? We're not sure. Please comment back.
Hi, Lar.
Yeah, hi, Lar.
Individual is Hallmark movies. Oh my gosh. Yes. Hallmark movies are total guilty pleasure watching, but I can understand how it's not necessarily for both of you. My sister was a big Hallmark, is a big Hallmark person. Okay, being Bobby Brown, my guilty pleasure show was Love and Hate Show, by the way. The show was aired on Bravo in 2005. I've heard about this. I have not seen it. But at the same time, a lot of Bravo TV is guilty pleasure watching. So, yes, that totally works. Conversation is best with, and then has to be like the fishbowl vendor at the corner for us
yes.
you know?
Malate days.
Okay,
So
show in Amazon fires everywhere. Okay, we haven't
Okay,
seen it.
Yeah, we have to look at that.
Okay, and
yeah.
I think we're generally caught up. Okay,
Yes.
so special mentions is
Foreign language content.
foreign language content, because there's individual shows that are foreign language content. There's there's shared important watching shows that are foreign language content.
Now, for that, this ranges everything from anime to Korean shows to, thanks to Netflix, a lot of foreign shows that are from everywhere.
Yes.
And ultimately, I think we both enjoy subtitles in the sense that we like hearing the original voices.
We can appreciate
But
it.
we also now realize dubbed is so much easier as background noise shows.
Yes. So things like we're trying to finish again.
One Punch Man.
Well, One Punch didn't have English
Brotherhood.
dubs. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the full dubs are on Netflix, then admittedly I'm playing with dubs because I was was that AXN Animax? I can't remember who had Full Metal. The original run of Full Metal Alchemist. I watched it dubbed, and so I'm so used to hearing the voices.
Yes.
Then it's weird to me to watch it sub now.
I'm an old school guy when it comes to anime, so I'm very much more into dubbed content. Subtitled content. So I still enjoy the old stuff like Project Echo, Ranma 1/2, and the like. So I've been
Super old
slowly
stuff.
starting to get into the newer stuff thanks to Rocky.
But it's hard too, like, and especially Netflix. Netflix is a trap of foreign language stuff.
Mhm.
Like recently, I wanted to watch like The Art of Strange or something. It looked like a documentary series, great background noise. I loaded up. Oh crap! It's not in English and there's no dubs.
Same thing with The Dark. It has a very good build-up. Seems to be an interesting, thought-provoking.
People say they're dubs. I think they're dubs.
But it's not something I can watch yet. Because there's just no time to focus on it.
So People that have mentions of wow, Pico confirming Hallmark as in the cable channel. Yes, Hallmark the cable channel with all the sappy movies that generally end well. The time I got Real Dark Knight, like okay, that's the thank you. K drama and Cable Girl. Oh my god! See, we still haven't watched Cable Girls. Good, I know it's in French, and I super wanted to see it. So yes, another mention for the dark. Yeah. Wow.
So that's a
long
personal
greeting.
message.
Sorry.
Yes, Lar, we remember you from way back in Malate, and yes, someday we will have that reunion.
The return of Superman is my guilty pleasure when it comes to Korean variety show.
I haven't looked into that.
Not aware. I'm assuming that Mitch over on the Facebook comments can help you. Agretsuko. I think I've individual watched.
Yeah,
this
I haven't seen anything.
I've mostly. I don't know. We all need this. Neon Genesis is actually a serious shared watching, but it's subtitled,
and we haven't gotten back to it to see how they've reapproached it.
Yeah, I only maybe watch the original run, and then we'll get back to it eventually.
For the end of Evangelion.
Yeah.
We have 9 minutes. Let's keep going. Rewatching what we love.
This is the trap because like with so much new content out there, it almost feels like a job. Like we gotta keep watching the new stuff and just keep up. But especially in these troubling, stressful, dark times, sometimes we go back and want to watch old stuff again.
Psychologically, there's a reason for stuff like that. It's that desire to find something comforting.
The power of nostalgia.
Given the pandemic, given the activities of the government, I use quotes for that, and given everything else that's happening in the world right now, there's that deep desire to experience something that you feel is more predictable or more in your control. So you end up watching stuff you've done before or reading stuff you've consumed before because you have that sense of, I know where this is going, and that feels good.
It's things like, see there's Dune. I have read Dune many times.
Hindi dito, Dune.
And then, but so like for example now, current rewatching Battlestar Galactica. It's all on Amazon Prime Video, and we've been rewatching it, and oh my god, it's still so good.
And this is despite owning the Blu-ray discs.
Yes, which we've never actually fully watched on Blu-ray.
The ability to just watch it again from a streaming service that we have feels very comforting.
Streaming has become easier than pirating, to be quite frank.
On a similar way, I've been rewatching, although individually, a lot of the old Indiana Jones movies.
I noticed that. And then a lot of this quarantine, I've been going back to Star Trek. Star Trek is comfort fare. So I started an individual rewatch of Deep Space Nine, but sometimes Toby gets looped into it. I'm making Toby watch Enterprise because he hasn't seen Enterprise.
And there's a lot of sexy stuff in that show.
Enterprise, that decontamination chamber, classic. So, but yeah, Star Trek gives me hope because they are shows about smart people working together to solve problems.
It gives me hope too.
Okay, comment catch-up time.
6 minutes!
Kenny also loves Agretsuko. It's awesome. And then, reality show about dad taking care of kids in the Return of Superman. Thanks, Mitch. Now I know.
We'll look
it up. But if it's not on an easy streaming service that we already have, we're probably not going to see it yet. I'm sorry. We haven't subscribed to View. So, Pico wanting Hallmark Channel. Isn't it included with, like, cable? But then, yes, we also have not had cable for years. My sharing, I don't know which Eva I've watched. That's totally understandable.
And it's fine, Mike, because you can watch any of them and they still won't make sense.
And you watch any of them and they are all canon, but not. Okay.
Worth watching though.
Patricia helping, yes, that Little Fires Everywhere was a Hulu original starring Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon. Interesting casting.
I'm happy to know it's a show because I thought it was in reference to the recent fires that been happening.
Mitch is rewatching How I Met Your Mother and Will and Grace. Oh, I do want to rewatch Will and Grace because we didn't finish watching the new seasons. Yes, highlights for BSG.
Mina has.
Oh wow, Boys Over Flowers. That is an interesting rewatch.
Have to, yeah.
Mina's with me. Deep Space Nine and Friends are my go-to show. Yes, I mean it's just comforting to watch Cisco do terrible things under the pale moonlight. Okay. Drag Race. Drag Race is funny. Drag Race is a reality show. It's not full serious watching, but we don't super background it either.
Yes. Yes.
But admittedly, Canada's Drag Race not as important as RuPaul's Drag Race. And then Drag Race UK, we totally forgot about it for a whole season of Drag Race before we got back to it.
Hmm.
So depends on the Drag Race in terms of level of importance. Some Hallmark movies are on Netflix. Yes, they're everywhere. You know when they're sappy, they're most likely set during Christmas.
Yes.
All these things.
And wearing green and red.
Also support for RuPaul's Drag Race and Pose. I think Pose is going to be one of those shows that we will rewatch over the years.
And I think Pose will be one of the shows many will try to copy.
I don't mind, only because it means more LGBT content.
I hope.
As long as it's good, yes. Good stories.
Yeah,
and good
because
LGBT
I'm
content.
worried it won't be.
Kenny's rewatching Grey's Anatomy. That's a lot of rewatching. That's a very, very long show.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish you luck. I never
Who's Anatomy?
I never got into it, and then I have doctor friends, so I know it's not real. So, Mitch, again, petitioning for a part 2 of this topic. Well, because we're just talking about TV
We'll
in
consider
general.
part 2 of episodes maybe if we had a year. So
yeah, so that's like the prepared.
so now we
caption
can go
segment.
now to shows that we would recommend that people check out. Because I think it's always nice for them to see what we might be watching and they might not be aware of.
What are we currently watching? Because quarantine, you super finish things right away. It's like Umbrella Academy. We finished it the weekend it came out.
With Umbrella Academy as a peg, what would you recommend if they've already seen Umbrella Academy? Or if they didn't enjoy Umbrella Academy?
Doom Patrol.
You'd say Doom Patrol.
You gotta watch Doom Patrol. The first seasons of Doom Patrol and Umbrella Academy came out around the same time.
That's true.
Doom Patrol is the more superior, complex story. And I love the Umbrella Academy comic.
Mm-hmm.
And the season's okay.
I'd say Doom Patrol as well, but I'd also match it with Legion. If you want superheroes who are quirky and it also explores the concepts of psychological issues and mental trauma, Legion and Doom Patrol are both amazing shows that touch on that.
Yeah, but in terms of like most recently we finished Doom Patrol. We haven't started a Lovecraft Country. I know it's a weekly release, so we're kind of delaying it, but we do have HBO Go, so we will watch it eventually. You have a highlight from
The Big Bang Theory.
It's definitely comfort watching.
Yeah, we did finish it.
We haven't quite finished it. We also haven't finished Modern Family in the same vein, but we will get back to it.
Yeah. But let's say, for Big Bang Theory, what would be a show you'd recommend that's similar?
Kenny now saying that he's only going to watch it as far as he can go for Grey's Anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It's quarantine. A lot of TV watching happens. You're going to get to the end. Yes, Legion is a big psychedelic trip. We super, super love Legion. And it still blows my mind. It's the guy from Downton Abbey. So, wow. Okay. Other shows that we want to talk about. New stuff. Wow, it's so hard because we finished and then I've pushed them out of my brain.
Well, they don't have to be new stuff. It just could be stuff that we really enjoyed that we think people will enjoy checking out. So I'd recommend Busted. If you love escape rooms, if you love campy Korean shows, if you love comical detective stories, Busted is a show you'll check out.
I super love Busted.
But it's sort of like a cross between a reality show and not.
What was that other reality show that was like a murder mystery?
Not the murder mystery, but I think you're thinking about the one that has
Who Done It? No, Who Done It? The American one.
Yes.
If you like Busted, you gotta watch Who Done It. Who Done It is the American version, so it's cheesier, more drama, stupid special effects. It's not as complex and thought-provoking a show, but it's super good guilty pleasure watching. Great background stuff.
If you love board games and gaming, then there's The Genius, which nicely combines a game show element with board games and the like.
Which we still haven't fully finished because subtitle content.
Yes.
So it's a challenge. Wow. Mitch has K-drama recommendations. Strong Woman, Suspicious Partners, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, Where the Weather is Fine, Crash Landing into You. Wow, see, I know the abbreviation. We have not seen any of these. I don't know. We haven't super gotten into K-dramas.
Yeah, I tried Tales of Alhambra. That didn't.
We tried because they said it was like about a game.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, there's a game.
Yeah.
It didn't quite work.
Mina asks,
Tales from the Loop, we finished it. It was okay. It wasn't super powerful. If you want stronger Amazon shows, I would still recommend Mozart in the Jungle.
yes.
Or if you want science fiction, Upload
And
was a good show.
And admittedly, Tales from the Loop was sort of like Black Mirror light.
Yeah. And then it's hard because it's only inspired by art.
I
And then,
think the last episode was the best.
and then if you really like Tales from the Loop, it really just makes you want to play Scythe again. So, last one. How about children's series? Do you also watch some too, Boss Baby?
No, that's a cartoon series.
Yeah, we haven't been watching super kiddie
I think
content.
the closest thing we had to a children's series was
She-Ra!
or Master Chef Junior.
Junior Master Chef Australia is good.
She-Ra.
She-Ra though.
She-Ra's
She-Ra is
amazing.
awesome. And you can still, like, Voltron was okay, but that was like an individual show for me.
Steven Universe, of course, highly recommended. Steven
Man in
Universe
High Castle.
feature, we'll see.
I'm having a hard time with Man in High Castle.
I think we expected more from it.
Expected more from it. I read the book, and then I'm the one who's confused because I read the book. So that's a little
With
weird.
the time out, I guess we can just wrap it up with what are you hoping to see soon?
Punk, I'm still waiting for The Expanse.
Okay.
That's like my main priority TV right now. I'm
Mhm.
waiting for The Expanse. What are you waiting for?
Me, there's a new show coming from the people who did The Haunting of Hill House. Did I get the name right?
Oh, is that the one on Netflix
Yes.
with the person?
So
and the other
they have a new haunting show coming up, and I'm looking forward to that. Of course, it's a name, so I can't remember the name of that show.
Yeah, it's like a Emily something.
Yeah, something like that. Emery
Okay.
Breyer, I think.
I probably not.
I am also hopeful for Raised by Wolves, the Ridley Scott series that's coming out.
Wow, I don't know this one.
I'm only hopeful because there are rumors that might have connections to Aliens and Prometheus and the like. So I don't know. I hope so.
Last
um,
comment highlights is like try SF8 ongoing anthology of sci-fi short films Korean. Okay,
Mhm.
again, we're blind to Korean content. We'll get around to it unless it gets on Netflix. Ooh, I super miss Cooking Master Boy. This is definitely a rewatch thing I would love to do. Disney Rapunzel cartoon series. Kenny, what are you doing? Why are you watching
He's
Rapunzel?
trying to erase the fact that there's Pornhub.
Okay. But he's citing it's not getting enough attention. Check out that
I'm
horror
worried
series.
for Supergirl. I'm not sure where they're taking the Legion aspect of it. What else?
Carnival Row, we haven't started. Admittedly, a lot of the Amazon originals were kind of like they're always like middle of the road. It's
Mhm.
like it's okay because even like Jack Ryan, I was like it was okay, it wasn't bad. And then the original movies are just kind of weird.
And I guess to wrap up today's episode,
Hey guys, we hit
Wow,
100 messages on chat.
that deserves a true guy.
Two guy fell over.
100 comments.
Wow, guys, a lot of talking about TV. We super appreciate it.
But yeah, so to wrap up today's show, if there was one show that you'd recommend they check out, that because of having seen this episode, there's one thing you'd recommend. What would be that one show? What would that thing be?
I don't know. In terms of all the shows we talked about
Yes.
today, it's still Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Guys, Toby and I, in our early dating days, Battlestar Galactica was one of the...
Mhm.
Finishing the 4th season was one of the first things we did
Yes.
together, but not together.
Related to that, if you're done with that or you've seen it and you want to try something else, then I'd suggest Fringe. Because Fringe was a show we hated.
In the
During
first few
season.
episodes!
The first few episodes, we were like, oh, it's trying to be X-Files. It's so pretentious. It's stupid. It's predictable. And then
Some 4 episodes, 5 episodes in, it's like, wait a minute.
and then we get slapped in the face and we're like,
Wait
whoa,
a
this
minute.
is awesome.
That was one of the shows that we bonded over. Super.
So BSG and Fringe, if there are only 2 things you will watch new after seeing this episode, please check those out.
Also The Expanse. No, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
The Expanse, if we can, take Should Be Hot, but he's more annoying as a lead. Because they keep trying to make him hot.
But it's perfect characterization for him because he's annoying messianic figure. So
However,
it's fine.
that's 30 minutes. We had a lot of fun, and we hope you will join us next time. Thank you so much for watching this episode. A lot of you are new names, and we're very happy to see that there are so many new names.
And so many comments. So, but if you have questions for us or suggestions for future episodes,
Yes.
feel free to fill out the Baduy Pride Ideas form at Bitly. Again, we want to do a 1-hour show on Friday. It is Wednesday. We don't know
His
what the
birthday.
show is going to be, but we do want to do a 1-hour show for my birthday. I think I will have a glass of alcohol in hand, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing. If you have suggestions for that, let us know.
Mhm.
You can follow us on Twitter. Toby's all Toby No Shade. I'm RG Suniko, or also on my other social
You can
stuff.
check out our blog if you want to see previous episodes.
I haven't mastered where to put my hands.
Photos of our lives, as well as little tidbits and posts about what we've gone through throughout the years. That's baduypride.com.
Yeah, and that's like the last of our captions. I don't got anything else. So feel free to continue the conversation about what are your levels of TV? How do you watch? Especially if you're working from home. What are the shows that you have in the corner of your screen while you're working on a spreadsheet? We'd love to know.
There is something ironic about today's episode.
What?
Of all the times that we're talking about shows, episodes, and the like, Spoiler Shark didn't have a focus. To remind people, spoilers in this episode.
That's because Spoiler Shark does a lot of different things. He doesn't just warn for spoilers.
Watch my upcoming movie.
So be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't miss our next live stream.
And even if the episode is done, please, please, please still reshare the link. Get more people to check out the show. We love having more people to interact with. We love sharing why we're Baduy and proud.
And like the video.
Yes.
Because that's the thing. Help boost the algorithm so that, Baduy Pride becomes a real thing. All right. Once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is
Baduy
Baduy
Pride.
Pride. Okay.
Thanks for watching.
End screen.